Dick Durbin, Lindsey Graham, Dream Act amnesty. Why is it our fault? Well, there's something that people are fond of saying on the right, and I can't stand it. Maybe you've said it. I bet you I've said it, actually, but I can't stand it. People love to say, we can't vote our way out of this. We can't vote our way out of this. Well, South Carolina is one of, if not the reddest states in the union. Love South Carolina, by the way. It's blood red. And yet South Carolina produces politicians regularly like Lindsey Graham, Tim Scott, and Nikki Haley. How does this happen? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Of all the voters in South Carolina, 50% vote in actual elections. That's pretty standard. You know how many vote in the primary? 17. How many people listening to the sound of my voice right now, how many people in South Carolina, because the show's big in South Carolina, how many voted in the general election but did not go vote in the primary election, and yet they're mad about the latest loser thing from Lindsey Graham in the Senate? Well, it's your fault. It's your fault. I ask my friends all the time here in Texas. They're always complaining because one of our senators is a weapons-grade loser, John Cornyn. Cornyn sucks, Jesse. Cornyn sucks. And I actually had one. Boy, this happened to me a couple of weeks ago. A guy asked me, we were having a couple beers in my buddy's backyard, and he said to me, that Cornyn's an idiot. Now, why can't we get rid of him? And I looked at him dead in the eyes, and I said, did you vote in the primary? No, I didn't this year. And I said, you're why? He was like, oh, you didn't mean that. I said, no, I did. And I think I was smiling, but I said, no, I absolutely did. You're the reason why. No, I'll vote in the general election. That's the sexy one, right? We're up against the Democrat. That's the sexy election. I saw the TV commercials. Woohoo! Primary? What? I don't need to show up to a primary. NFL's on. It's football time, baby. I got my fantasy team. I can't be bothered showing up in the primary. And then 5 minutes later, whoa, who are these RINOs? How are we stuck with such a lame GOP? We're stuck because you won't get off your rear end and go vote in the primaries. The primary election you're ignoring is more important than the general election you vote in. Why? Because America cannot be saved unless we get an anti-communist party. Unless we turn the GOP into an anti-communist party with actual testosterone, we cannot save the country. And we will never turn the GOP into that as long as no one shows up to the primary. Or they show up, even worse, they show up and vote for the guy who's already in. How many people in South Carolina complain about RINO after RINO after RINO, and yet they showed up to the primary? Well, Lindsey Graham, I see him on Fox News. He must be important. I met him once. He came down to our Republican Women's Club, and he was so nice to me. We had pancakes together. I'm voting Lindsey Graham again. Then 10 minutes later, amnesty. This is an outrage. Go grab a mirror. Buy one. Find one in your home and look in it. If you didn't vote in the South Carolina primary and you live in South Carolina, or you voted, but you voted for Lindsey Graham, amnesty is your fault. RINOs, your fault. Your fault. It is time we start taking ownership around here of this crap party we have, because it sucks.